Custom, custom, custom. That's what happens when Jarrett Bay's sophisticated cold molded technology meets the demands of today's hardest core sport fishermen. It's my pleasure to introduce the 2006 53-foot Jarrett Bay named First Draw. The result is an offshore sport fishing convertible capable of weathering heavy seas while providing a stable fishing platform. Upsea, her fine bow and rake of stem allows her to easily rise to oncoming swells. She is light at approximately 49,000 pounds, but First Draw's low center of gravity gives her captain the feeling of being at the center of all axes of the vessel's motion. Downsea, her gentle rocker integrated into the chines coupled with her midship convex hull keeps the bow up. And finally, her forefoot is deep enough to provide good tracking, yet is balanced with the lifting surfaces. Additional specs include length of 53 feet 0 inches, beam of 16 feet 0 inches, draft of 4 feet 6 inches, a waterline length of 50 feet 2 inches. Total cockpit area is 165 square feet, fuel capacity 800 gallons, water capacity 100 gallons, and holding tank capacity of 31 gallons. Hi, welcome to another edition of Sport Fishing Yacht Sales. I'm Mike Simko, and today we have the pleasure of showing you a custom 2006 53-foot Jarrett Bay named First Draw. When referring to a custom sport fish yacht, more often than not, those vessels will be designed and constructed using a cold molded process. Jarrett Bay does just that on First Draw. Material selection is critical, so First Draw's hull bottom is sheathed with 3 layers of marine grade fir plywood. Fir is known for its toughness and impact resistance. Then 3 layers of marine grade 1/4 inch Akumi, known for its ability to make sensuous curves and for accepting high grade finishes. I'll get to more on the custom construction of First Draw a little later. Now for the cockpit. As you can see, this cockpit has a full teak covering board and cockpit sole. To port, we have a deep bait freezer, then a very large bait prep station with integral sink, a hinged counter and vertical hinge door for engine room access, a gorgeous teak sliding door which is air actuated, and a teak sole which covers a storage unit. And finally, to starboard, the Eskimo ice chipper fills this ice chest, which is deep. The main cockpit area includes a top-of-the-line blue water fighting chair in teak. And in the cockpit sole, we have 3 massive fish boxes, 1 to port, 1 to starboard, and 1 center, all which double as dry storage. On the transom covering board, we have 2 large, separately plumbed live wells, both with approximately 30+ gallons of live well capacity. And last but not least, a transom door to starboard, which is under a fixed covering board. In the engine room, First Draw is powered by Caterpillar's top-rated C18 diesel engines. With 2,100 total horsepower, she will cruise at 30 knots and top out at 35 knots. A 21.5 kilowatt Onan generator keeps her electrical systems fired up on demand. Additional mechanical features include an oil changing system for both engines and generator, engine block heaters, seawater recovery freshwater system, electronic trolling valves, and an Eskimo 600-pound ice maker. Getting back to the cold mold construction process, the fir and the Akumi planking that I referenced earlier is laid on the cold mold forms and rib bands. Imagine a super spine and rib cage that is made of the strongest wood and epoxy laminated in the shape of this custom yacht superstructure. The planking is then epoxied in layers to the superstructure and wet wrapped with epoxy and knitted fiberglass cloth over the entire hull. Jarrett Bay's proprietary epoxy composite process creates a light, stiff, high-performance custom sport fish that is as sexy as she is fast. Now on to the flybridge. With plenty of seating, there is an 8-foot bench seat to the starboard and a 6-foot bench seat to center port. Both have plenty of storage beneath. There are two gorgeous teak captain chairs complementing a Palm Beach style helm station. Electronics include two ICOM 502 VHF radios, a Furuno single sideband transceiver, North Star chart plotter and GPS, Furuno 1200 sounder, Furuno NavNet screen for radar and chart plotting, and a Simrad AP25 autopilot. From the moment that you step into First Draw's salon, your eyes are drawn to the soft curves and classic lines of mahogany valances, galley cabinets, wainscots, and backsplashes. Brilliantly varnished mahogany and teak galore adorn the interior of her living areas. A large leather settee looks across at a sit-down dining counter, a large flat-screen Soleil TV, and a stunning blue granite top. At salon level is the galley, which includes 4 drawers of Sub-Zero refrigeration and freezer, a teak and holly sole, an extra-duty sharp convection oven microwave combination that includes grilling capability, and an under-counter stainless steel sink. Down 5 teak steps and to starboard is the guest head, which includes mahogany cabinetry, granite counter, and full stand-up shower with integral seat. To port is the midship master. It's a full berth with TV and stereo entertainment system, mahogany cedar-lined hanging storage, and soffit-style mahogany cupboards and valances. The master head includes mahogany cabinetry, granite counter, and a full stand-up shower with integral seat. In the companionway to starboard, between the master and guest staterooms, are over and under bunks for additional guest sleeping. Forward is the guest stateroom, with an upper V-style bunk and third bunk below to starboard. This suite includes mahogany cedar-lined hanging storage to port.